does that not preclude us from, if you need a big unit, from going out for quote for the equipment?
On the contrary, for the capital improvement plan you have here, very little, if any, will be purchased from Cybertron. It will all be purchased from the best qualified source.
Okay.
We have several sources that give us good equipment, and I will actually look through all the various sources and put them out to bid as necessary, and I choose what I feel is the best value for the county. Not necessarily the lowest dollar, because sometimes that equipment does not meet the specs, but very little of that equipment actually comes from Cybertron. The national vendors can give the county far better pricing than I can. As for instance, the notebooks that the county attorney recently purchased, we agreed on a particular make and model, and then I actually went out and found a lower price for the county attorney.
Training of users on application software. You're currently charging the county $300 a piece to set these computers up, I believe.
For this year.
Doesn't setting it up include teaching the individual how to use it?
To use the basic computer, logging on, getting around it, it absolutely does. However, the various departments have specialized software for that department, and that is the responsibility of that software vendor to train them on that specific software.
Would it not be apropos to list what applications on your contract that you're not going to support, you're going to charge the county for?
We could work together to provide an extensive list if that was requested. However, I think each department knows software that is to that specific department and understand that they have a contract with that software vendor. For instance, the jail has their OMS package.
Right.
When the OMS package ceases to function on a particular PC or needs an update, we do that. But when it actually comes to utilizing the software and how to manage inmate data, OMS provides that support to the jail staff, and that is the general separation. In general, we've never needed a specific separation of that, but if it's something that the county wishes us to do, we can certainly put that list together. We provide basic training for getting on a machine, how to move around a machine, printing, getting in and out of the various applications. We can take care of that, and we do that for the county. But once you're inside department-specific software, again, that is the software vendor's responsibility.
Thank you.
I would hope any contracts that are made that would come for review by the commissioners. Any contracts on purchasing equipment?
Generally, it's been with the IT committee for the last year, but
any contracts that's done with any county department needs to come through the commissioners. It may be reviewed by the IT committee. I have no problem with that. And maybe they're the ones that then bring it to us. But any contracts that are signed, we sign them. I'll approve them.
For software support, I believe.
Anything, any kind of contract. Yep. Okay. I don't care if it's a vehicle or maintenance contract, wherever. We need to be knowledgeable about it, and we need to sign it, approve it. It may come through recommendation of the IT committee or some other group, but all contracts come here. Okay. Anybody else got any comments? I'm sort of overwhelmed. I don't know about you people, but it's going to take a while for me to absorb all this, and I'm not sure what we're going to be putting in our budget for next year. It looks to me like we got to put 100,000 plus the 26.5. That's what we're talking about for 2012. So 126,535.40. Is that the figure that? Well, it's going to be less than that.
A little bit less than that. With
Yeah.
the if we go with the virtualization,
right,
it'll be a little bit less than that.
Yep. over 120,000 anyway. Okay, this contract is good for 1 year or 3 years?
This is a 1-year contract.
1 year contract, okay.
And we do provide 24/7 with guaranteed response time service.
I understand you were here, was it Thanksgiving Day?
No, we were here
During a snowstorm.
during the hurricane.
All right.
I came out on
I
Sunday.
think you were here Wednesday too, when we didn't have a meeting this past week? 2
Yes,
weeks ago?
I did come out here to do some other work.
Okay, yeah?
Snowstorms don't bother.
The contract states that the county has the option of a 2-year.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you asked the question, was it 1 or 3, and John answered it was 1.
The amount is for 1. We will extend that at the same price for a 2nd year should the county decide to. Guaranteed not to increase.
The county may at its discretion contract with Cybertron for 2 years at this price through March 31st, 2014. Okay, if nobody has any questions, we'll end our meeting. If you have something you want to talk with us later, anybody?
Can I ask one quick question?
Yeah.
Is that figure, is that for both the county and the sheriff, or
Yep.
is that the sheriff still separate?
No, right now, it's total. If he can
Total?
negotiate something less for the sheriff's department, right now it's
To do both?
63%.
This also includes the nursing home and the jail as well.
Yeah,
Right, but the question was about the sheriff
This-
coming
this
on
contract-
board in 1 contract or 2 contracts. I was just curious whether that was for, that would include the sheriff's department.
This price includes the sheriff department, yes.
Thank you.
This maintenance is strictly maintenance, so anything what we need to fix the computer, any supply, we have to pay separate for that. You only provide maintenance.
We provide repair, the labor to do any repairs as well. We do repair as well as maintain.
and who buys the?
But if you need supplies or cleaning stuff, whatever.
Supplies such as printer, ink, toner is a supply item and is not part of this contract.
So if something breaks down, you have the tools to repair it then.
Yes.
So you have to have cyber, or you have to have IT in your budget for the next day or two. Are you gonna put the 126 in the budget and then just see where it goes, or is this gonna be like a dollar line item and you'll ask the delegation for the money later? Or is that included in the budget?
I think we should really put it in the budget, and then that can be changed either by, well, once it's in our budget, then it has to be changed by the delegation.
Right, but I mean, is that included in the figures we spoke about this morning, the 5%, the 1.8%?
No, well, a portion of it is, isn't it?
Right, 55,000.
55,000 is already in the budget at that 1.5%. So we gotta come up with 20 and 45, so we gotta come up with 65,000 to add to our budget in order to fulfill purchasing the new equipment and the maintenance contract for year 2012, right? Okay, last chance, any questions regarding this Cybertron? Yes?
Just your last statement, Mr. Chairman. If we were paying Captain Myers $20,000, why doesn't that come off of the $60,000 that you said we'd have to come up with extra? He won't be here to do it.
Say that again?
We were paying
Yeah,
supposedly
15 to
20,000.
Yeah.
You said we still have to come up with $60,000. Why is that not 40 if?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sheriff, when you put your budget together, did you put that 20,000 or 15,000 in your budget?
No, what I did is I took his salary out of it.
Okay.
So when his salary went into salary items, that was reduced. He was taken out of it. The thing that was added into salary was the cost for Cybertron maintenance. However, I was waiting for this meeting today to see what the guidance, from the commissioners would be on that. So right now, as it is with the county, it is somewhat open with us as far as what the end cost will be for the
Right.
contract.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
Our surplus money, when we took out the 2.5 million, did it go down to zero? Or is there still some left over? How much do we have?
2.5 went to reducing taxes.
Right, out of the surplus.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
What I'm saying is you took $2.5 million out of somewhere, I think
Yep.
the surplus, to reduce taxes.
Yep.
So did that leave you with a balance of zero, or did that leave you with some other number?
In surplus,
Right.
we should still have 1.9. Is it that high?
It's 2,
It is 2?
yeah.
Okay. So there's still 2 million in surplus.
So you had
That's like a rainy day fund.
right.
We try not to touch that.
But at one point you had $4.5 million in surplus.
I don't know what your repayments.
If you
Yeah, at
took,
the end of 2010.
so you have almost your 10%. What I'm saying is, you wanna increase the county taxes 17%, by 17% to get another 2 million to replace the 2.5 million that you took out. But that'll get you up to 20%, not
No,
with 4.5 million.
no,
Uh,
the 2.5 has come out of that 4.5.
Right, and so
In
you have 2 million
2011.
left over.
Right,
So then if you wanna add $2 million to put back or 2.5 million to put back
to make up.
to make up, you're gonna have $4.5 million.
no,
No.
2 plus 2.5 is 4.5, right? No?
Well, that's, you're adding, yeah, but that's not the right,
it was off of taxation.
yeah.
The 2.5 came off of taxation. It's not 2.5 that we keep getting.
We can talk about that
Sure.
later.
What I'm saying is, it sounds like there should be plenty of money for all this stuff.
We're gonna have plenty of money for all this stuff?
Sure.
I like that comment, but I don't think we do. That's why I lose sleep at night, because I don't think we have that money. Good thing you're not running county government.
Well, I guess I'm totally lost here. If you said you needed 10% in surplus in the rainy day fund, and you
Yeah.
have $2 million, which is almost 10%,
Yeah,
why do you have to make up another 2.5 million? Then you'd end up with 4.5 million, which is
because we
20%.
started with 4.5 million in our budget last year. We took 2.5 out of that to put towards reducing taxes. We still have that 2 million in there for next year, okay? But we gotta make up that 2.5 million, because that went to offset taxes. Now, what's gonna happen when we set the tax rate this year? We're gonna have to figure out where that 2.5 million come from. Now, we did take 500,000 and put towards that, so we gotta come up with 2 million, which is why the tax rate is gonna be 17%. Delegation said 1% expense budget. Didn't say what the taxation would be to the taxpayers. I hate to see 17%, but that's what happened.
I'll have to talk about it later.
Okay. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll adjourn unless somebody else. Yeah, you can stay if you want to. This is regards to police departments, a couple of police departments wanting to use our old nursing home for some dog training. If you want to stay for that, that's fine. If you're not, you're free to go. So let's ask them to come in. Excuse me? Come right up here, please.